Hello, everybody. Welcome to Connected Community Health Support. My name is Jacob Carroll, and I will be hosting this virtual bodyweight exercise program that can be done at home with no equipment and only for today's workout, actually a half an hour of your free time or an hour, depending on what you have for today's workout. And, really excited for this, going on to week 22, day 70 of this program. So been consistent at this for a while. We've had a lot of people making some good progress, sticking along with us. It's been a pleasure doing all these streams. And I just wanted to get that out of the way today because just really happy about how these streams have been going and being here with the sport, with everything. So just want to say thank you to everybody that's been tuning in. So for today's workout, I'm going to be switching it up a little bit, this 6x8 pattern. So we're going to go 3 times through. We're going to have a little bit of a break in between, a little bit of recovery period, a little bit of rest period, and then go right back into it 3 more times through. So that'll kind of be at that half-hour point in the workout. So, maybe you're joining on with us for the first time. Maybe you're on time constraints today. Whatever the situation is, there'll be a clear cutoff point for anybody just looking for a half-hour workout today. So if you are new here for the first time and finding this, you see we're on day 70 here. But however, we have been progressing from day 1. Our first day, we were going with 20 seconds of work for 40 seconds of rest for a half-hour long workout. And now going on week 22, hour-long workout. So, we have been progressing pretty good over time. So if this is feeling a little bit intense for you first time coming in, I highly suggest checking out our YouTube, our Facebook, trying to find those previous workouts and maybe starting along with us from day 1. But I do want to get into the workout today. We don't want to keep everybody waiting too long. And I wanted to just give a quick heads up. We are going to be talking about sleep again this week. Really excited to talk about that. I'm personally going to be talking about some of the sleep cycles, what is happening during these different stages of sleep. So stay tuned for that. And you'll get a little bit of tips here at the end. And at that halfway point, I'll talk about a little bit that as well. So without further ado, let's get into the warm-up for today's workout. Oh, timer is on. All right. Sorry. I accidentally just closed this out. All right, now we're going to start. For real. All right, 5-minute warm-up. Remember, completely body weight, no equipment needed. So first move here, always love to start off with these. These are just going to be some hip openers. Going to be going into external rotation and internal rotation. Getting the hips warmed up for this full body workout. And also, I know balance can be an issue with this move. It can be pretty challenging to find that balance. Nothing wrong with grabbing onto the wall, moving through the range of motion like so. Just going to be moving through this for about 30 seconds. Then we're going to move on to some more warm-ups, trying to hit all the major muscle groups we will be targeting during this workout to make sure you are well prepared for the workout ahead. Keep working on this for a few more seconds. Sorry, got things popping up on here. What is going on? Oh, and my phone is sliding. Off to a great start today's stream. But all right, next move coming up. I'm going to be working on the hips a little bit more. So another one where you might want to grab onto the wall here, or you can go from the side. Just going to be moving the leg out a little bit, working on these abductors in the hip. You're going to just do about 8 to 10 each side. Same thing, you don't got to get a lot of range of motion here. And same thing, you can grab onto the wall with this one too. I personally like putting my hand on my hip so I can kind of get that good hip position, kind of get a good reference point of where my hip is. Now we're going to be doing the same thing backwards on both legs. Same thing, you can grab the wall here. Just going to be going a little bit back. Not going to be looking for a ton of range of motion here. Just kind of warming up the hips, the glutes, some of these deeper muscles in the hip. Once you got about 10 of those, you're going to be switching sides here again. Same thing, I like put my hand on my hip so I can kind of feel. Trying to maintain a neutral pelvis. Don't want to be arching back too much, leaning far forward. Just want to be getting some light activation here in the glute before getting into this workout. All right, now that we got the hips warmed up a little bit, we're going to be working on the mid-back here, doing a little bit more upper body warm-ups now. So I want the arm straight out in front like you're driving a car. Rotate the arm back to the wall and come back center. Trying to keep a solid core, solid hip position, not trying to move too much. All that motion should be coming from the upper back. And same thing, only work within your range of motion. This is the warm-up. Same thing, I'm feeling a little bit more stiff than usual in this motion. Sometimes I feel like I can get pretty good to 180 degrees. Same thing, I'm going to be moving a little bit less today, or I'm going to be compensating my hips. So you just got to find that range of motion that works for you. Really important for this warm-up and all of these workouts in this stream today. So next move coming up, we're going to be working on the shoulders a little bit. We're just going to be doing some small circles here, just warming up the shoulder joint, making sure it's ready for the workout. I like to pretend like you are drawing small circles in the air. Some people prefer to have the palms out. Some people like the fist down. Whatever's more comfortable for you, doesn't really change this exercise all too much. Now we're going to be reversing it in the opposite direction. And we're going to do something a little bit different here for these big arm circles. Normally we would just go right into it, but we're going to try this a little bit differently. Going to kind of some single arm moves. So I just want to make sure. I'll pause this real quick. So this one we're going to be standing a little bit split stance. We're going to go one arm at a time here. Just opening up, trying to go as wide as you can, single arm. And hold on to the wall. Now this one, see, I'm kind of getting the shoulder range motion and that little bit of turn coming from that mid-back, like when we were doing this move. So it's kind of like a shoulder circle and that rotational move all in one motion. And good way, I was showing it for this side for the demo, but a good way to kind of, challenge yourself. I know I don't have a great reference point right here, but you can kind of get close to the wall here and use this as a point. Because if you get pretty close to the wall, the only way you're going to be able to clear the wall is by using this thoracic rotation, turning to that side. So as you can see, for me to clear the wall, I know I have a lot of other objects kind of in my way here. It's a great way to kind of move through that motion. We can do the same thing with the other side. I've been doing a lot of demo. We want to go for about 10 of these in each direction. And then I'm using that wall as a reference point to make sure I'm turning again. And then it's a little bit harder to see. So I'll stand a little bit closer. And I'm rotating my body as I'm moving through these shoulder circles. And it's going to be really great for warming up the shoulder joint and kind of getting that thoracic rotation all in the same motion. And same thing the other way. And same thing, I do feel like this works better when you do have a little bit of clearance that you have to go by moving close to the wall. And also you can adjust how close you are to the wall by your shoulder range of motion. We go for about 2 more of these, going forward. I'm going to switch arms, go forward on the other side. I was going backwards on both arms and then going forward on each. Spend a little bit more time because we do have a little bit of a longer workout in here today. If you're staying for both workouts, as I mentioned previously, there is going to be a halfway split here where, depending on your time schedule, maybe your energy, whatever it may be, there will be a kind of cutoff point where you can still get some of these good sleep tips while also still getting a great workout. You don't got to stay for the whole thing to get some good aerobic activity and reap the benefits of this bodyweight exercise program. So now that we're feeling pretty good, spend a little bit extra time on the warm-ups. Let's get into the workout. So first move we have here, making sure I got my timer set up. We're going to be going for 25 seconds of work, 35 seconds of rest. We're going through the hinge or deadlift pattern. So for this movement, we're just going to be reaching down to the toes and coming back up. I think good way to find this pattern is kind of let the hands come down the hips. Same thing, you're just reaching to that range of motion that feels comfortable for you. It's the first set, maybe you're still kind of getting the hamstrings, everything warmed up. Use the range of motion, use the pace. 10 set works for you. We're going to get going in 3, 2, 1. And my timer's on. I apologize. All right. Now we're going. Sorry for that obnoxious noise. Same thing, I'm just reaching down to the ground, coming back up. It's almost like you're imagining you're picking that box up off the ground and just standing back up. Same thing, you can also go single leg, work on this variation. Very similar movement pattern, just a little bit more intense. 3, 2, 1. Great job. So 35 seconds of rest. Going to this first time going into the hour workouts with our 4-day-a-week program. So moving right along here, if this is just getting started here. We got reverse flies coming up next. So this one, you're going to be in a bent over position. You can rest the arms right on the thighs to get a good stable position. We're just going to be raising the arms up and coming back down. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing, if this is feeling a little bit intense for you, you can go one arm at a time here. Nothing wrong with that. Another way to make this more intense is you can do a little bit of an extra hold at the top. You're going to have to use those back muscles to hold this position, back of the shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Great job. So next move, work on D1 shoulder movement, as it's often referred to. So this one we're going to be going across the body and going into a Y shape. Thumbs pointing back towards the wall when you are finishing in this top position. Or you can go alternating. I know this can be pretty intense going through this move, so find that variation that works for you. But get yourself ready. So we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. I'm just trying to reach across my body. Not really trying to, really like bend over and shrug. Try to keep a tall, neutral posture. I'm just reaching across. I'm trying to reach into my opposite pocket. And I'm moving out in this Y position. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Another 35 seconds of rest. And we're going into a little bit of more cardio-based move. We've been working on this a little bit in the last few weeks, just a little bit of coordination. Last week, we're going out and out to the elbow, out and out. And the first week, we're going out, we're going front, back, up. Now we're combining them both together. So we're going to go front, side, back, knee, front, side, back, knee. Oh, I'm messing up. Front, side, back, knee. We're going to switch halfway through. We're going 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Front, back, side, knee. Front, back, side, knee. Front, back, side, knee. Front, side, back, knee. I'm mixing it up today. Front, side, back, then to the knee. Great job, everybody. I'm messing up this pattern myself. We are done with that one. We're going to go on the other side on the second time through. Keep it going. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep moving. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what it is. Feeling like I'm stumbling over myself today, but hey, it happens. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Not really sure what it is. But next move we got coming up is the lateral squat. Same thing, because we're only doing that 25-second sets. We're going to do the other side the second time through. So lateral squat going to be coming up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So you're going to be in a side position, leaning over the knee. It's kind of like you're shifting weight to each side. And if this is feeling a little bit complicated here, we're just going to pretend like we are sitting in an invisible chair, dropping the hips down and coming back up. We're going to be done in 3, 2, 1. Great job. It's going to be hard for me to get used to this little bit of different time. Usually I have more time to explain, more time to go through the movements, but first string on this 25-35 set. So I'm learning this one along with you guys. We got push-ups coming up next. You can do it from any position that's comfortable. Some people are going to want to go from the wall. The further your feet are away, the harder it's going to be. You can also go from your knees, go from your hands. Main goal is just getting this pushing motion. Doesn't matter how you do it. It's the same movement pattern, just different intensities. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. You also want to go at a depth that works for you. Some people might not have that full range of motion in their shoulders. Maybe you're dropping down half the way, then coming up. Maybe you're staying at the bottom position and just pushing yourself away from the ground. That's a great variation too. You just got to find what works for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done with that one. Push-ups definitely feel a bit more manageable. Those 25-second sets compared to those 65-second sets last week. But alternating shoulder extension coming up. And move through these quick. I forgot. So bent over position, alternating the arms, kind of just swinging them back and forth. This is going to shoulder flexion, shoulder extension when the arm is going back. So just alternating through these positions. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Great work. Everybody keep it moving. Same thing. These ones can be difficult to hold that bottom position for the whole time. Nothing wrong with going one arm at a time and kind of resting a little bit on the thigh. Still getting that shoulder range motion, just working at your intensity. And we are done. Next move, last move, we got the mountain climber. So for this one, so you have a wall and ground variation. If you're going from the wall, you're going to want to lean into the wall a little bit. I'll show from the side because you can't really see me on the wall. You're just bringing the knees to the chest, going to be using the core. And same thing, the more of an angle you make, the more the core is going to work. Or if you're going from the ground, it's the same pattern. Trying to bring the knee to the chest, keeping that flat back. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 25 seconds of work. Come on, you got this. Same thing. You can go at a pace that works for you. Maybe you're going to take a few seconds in between. Maybe you're going to go really fast all the time. It's really about finding that pace that works for you. Just feeling good for today's workout. 3, 2, 1. And great job. All right, we got the back to the top hinge pattern coming up. We're going to go 2 more times through that. We're going to have a little quick break here. Then we're going to talk about some sleep patterns and talk a little bit or get a little bit of cool down in there as well. So back to the hinge. Remember, reaching down to the ground, coming back up. If you want to find a good pattern, I highly suggest letting the hands come down the thighs. You can see I get to a flat back position. You can see if I'm going out of my range of motion, back starts curling. Want to keep a flat back that whole time. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Great job, everybody. Coming down to the ground, coming back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good job with that one, everybody. We got reverse fly, reverse flies coming up. So same thing, gonna be in that bent over position. Arms coming out to the side. Same thing, you can go alternating, kind of rest those forearms on the thighs and go one arm at a time. All about you with this workout. I'm just here to guide you through, suggest the movements. You find the variation. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good work, everybody. More than halfway through the workout. Keep it up. See, there's something in the chat. Can't see it from here, though. I will check that out in a second. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Here we go, Snug. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're having a good day today, both you and Happy Face. I myself am having a pretty good day. However, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit off my game mentally. I don't know what it is. Could be many things, but trying my best with today's stream, but maybe I might be messing up the timings, a little thing like that. But anyways, D1's coming up, reaching across the body, making this Y pattern. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Moving through. Remember, you can go alternating one at a time, make it a little bit less intense. Same thing I want you to find is variation. I keep on forgetting when Adam gets on. So he usually does 5:30 p.m. I know these past 2 weeks, hold on, 3, 2, 1, and done. I know these past few weeks, though, however, Adam schedule's been a little bit off. So he's kind of streamed in the middle of the day. He wasn't at his scheduled time these past 2 weeks, but it should be 5:30 p.m. So he just had some other personal things going on that kind of messed up the streams. So yeah, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, you can catch Adam on Thursdays. So we got the jig coming up again. We're going, if you did right, we're going left this time. Front, side, back, to knee, front, side, wow. Front, side, back to the knee, front, side, back to the knee. All right, let's keep going with this. Front, side, back to the knee, front, side, back to the knee, front, side, back to the knee, front, side, back to the knee. I think I'm kind of just repeating that for my own because I keep messing it up. That's not a good sign when an instructor's messing up the moves for the workout. Hey, I did tell you I was feeling a little off my game today, but hey, it happens some days. That's what it's all about. No workout's going to be perfect. None of my streams are going to be perfect. And that's just the reality of it. But hey, you get the general gist of the workout. Even if I'm messing it up, you could listen to my words instead of my feet because I keep messing up that pattern. But anyways, lateral squat coming up. Just trying to lean side to side, loading up that lateral aspect of the hip. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Going side to side, leaning in. Great suggestion by Happy Face last week. If you have a chair or stable surface to put in front of you, kind of grab onto this to make it a little bit more controlled. Maybe even if it's the edge of the couch, I really don't have something that height. Or same thing, nothing wrong. We're just going into some regular body weight squats. So this 3, 2, 1, and done. Lateral squats done. That means back to push-ups, 25 seconds. I know you got it, and you remember, you can go from the wall. You're just pushing yourself away and coming back. It doesn't matter what variation you do. You're still going to be working the same muscles, just different intensities. That's why it's really important to find the intensity that works for you. Sound like a broken record. I say it every stream, but just in case somebody new, someone's watching this for replay, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to do my variation. But we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. I'm going from my toes. Same thing if you're going from your knees. Using the same muscles, you're going to have good control. You have to find the variation that's going to work for you. And maybe you're even going to switch mid-set. 3, 2, 1. Really great job. So push-ups done, alternating shoulder extension, and then back into mountain climbers. And one more time through. So alternating shoulder extension. Now we're going to be in this bent over position, alternating the arms. We're going to get that going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, you can get a little bit of an extra hold here at the top if you want to make it a little bit more intense. You can go a little bit faster if you want. Make it a little bit more cardio based, or same thing, maybe you have some, small dumbbells or resistance bands. You can also do this. Even just a 1 or 2 pound dumbbell can make a big difference, that one. We are done with that. Really great job. Mountain climber, last move. Remember, you can go from a floor, wall, even the edge of a couch. Can be a great variation. I know you're kind of cut off, but same thing. Bringing the knees to the chest. You're still going to be having control of the core, using the shoulders and the hips all together. So core, shoulders, hips all together. You're doing it from the wall, same thing. Do it from the ground, same thing, just different loads. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Same thing. I'm going to be going from the ground, but same thing. Find that variation that works for you. Same thing. Maybe you're going to switch it halfway through the set. Maybe you were down on the ground, like, oh, I'm fatiguing, but I still want to finish out. All right, maybe I'm going to go up to the chair, to the couch. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that. 35 more seconds. One more time through, and then we're officially halfway done with the workout. The same thing, can still get a great workout in just this first half hour. You don't need to stay for the whole thing. We've been building up to this point. If you're seeing this for the first time, this might seem a little bit intense. That's why you might want to check us out from day one. Check us out at connectedchs.com. Check out the link tree in our bio. Enough promo. Back to hinging in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching down to the ground. Coming right back up. Pick up that invisible box. Let the hips shift backwards. In the squat, your hips are dropping down in this hinge. You're more in a stable position. Just reaching. The hips are going back. The knees aren't changing position too much. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Hinge done. That means reverse flies. So get into that same hinge position. That's why I like to find it like this. You can see I'm getting into a pretty flat back position. And I'm just raising my arms up. Apparently my computer wants to do a virus scan right now. I'm going to cancel that out. Oh my goodness, what is happening? I feel like I got a virus. We're good. Oh, okay, reverse fly is going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The same thing. This is another one. Just a little bit of weight can go a long way, and you don't even need weight. Maybe you got water bottles. Maybe you got 2 textbooks, a binder. It doesn't matter. Even your body weight. Well, don't even say even your body weight. I usually only use my body weight during this workout. I don't usually use any accessory equipment. I get a great workout every single time. 3, 2, 1, and done. Same thing. You can see me. I'm sweating, and I'm having a good workout. I'm definitely getting the cardio up. Definitely getting the heart rate moving. We got D1 coming up. Sometimes I really like doing these from my knees because I feel like I can control the core position a little bit better. Same thing coming up and coming back down. The same thing also. Well, let me get into moving first. We're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Bringing it, coming across the body, coming back up in this Y position. You're hitting the traps, shoulders, getting this external rotation. Really love this exercise. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. D1 is done. Now we got the jig. We got a little bit of our dance move coming up. Dance move core. A lot of foot coordination that I keep messing up every time. But sorry. So heel forward, out to the side, toe back to the knee. So front, side, back to the knee, front, side, back to the knee. First time through, we did all right side, and we did all left side, or vice versa. This time, I'm going to actually switch it halfway through. So going to challenge that coordination pattern a little bit. Now that you got it down, we're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Heel, side, toe, elbow. Heel, side, toe, elbow. Same thing. I still keep messing up. What do you know? And we're switching sides now. So you're going to that opposite. I feel like I'm just thinking about it too much. Just got to get in the rhythm. Maybe I got to stop trying to explain it while I'm going through. All right, done with that 35-second rest. I think that was my best one yet. At least getting better than the first two. All right, lateral squat or just regular squat or sitting down and standing up. Call it a few different things, but same pattern. Lateral squat, I think it's like you're squatting, but sitting in a chair with one leg. Or same thing, you go buzz bodyweight. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I want to show one more variation here. You can just sit down and stand up. This is a great way to work these same muscle groups in a very similar way, and also making it transferable to everyday life. My last stream I was talking about fitness and movement patterns and about how sitting and standing is a fundamental part of everyday life. All right, 3, 2, 1, and done. Did a good job with that. We got push-ups coming up next. Remember, from the wall, from your knees, from the floor, from an elevated surface. Maybe you're doing a handstand push-up. I'm not going to try that one, but maybe you're that athletic. But whatever variation you choose, we got 25 seconds of work, 35 seconds of rest. Try to make it through this one, but we are getting towards the end. We got a little bit of break coming up. We try to push through. We got 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing, really important to find that variation, that intensity. Maybe we can go a little bit faster, a little bit slower. Got about 5 more seconds, so come on, push through. 3, 2, 1, and done. Push-ups are done. We got alternating shoulder extension, then mountain climber. I'm going to take a little bit of break here at this halfway point. So alternating shoulder extensions. Switching every time. Get a little bit of hold at the top if you would like. Still got a little bit of break. And if you got water or anything, stay hydrated during this workout. We got 5 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Great job, everybody. Keep moving along with this one. We're more than halfway done. Same thing, you can go one arm at a time. Support the body, maybe get a few reps, and then switch it up. Great work. We are done with that. Last move, mountain climber. Find your variation. Are you going from the wall, going from the floor, going from the elevated surface? It's up for you to decide. Feeling, one thing that is about the couch, maybe my couch is a little bit more fluffy, but sometimes it could kind of put your wrist a little bit of a weird angle. So depending on what you have for an elevated surface, the floor or the ground might be better. Even with the wall, the further you get from the wall, the harder that movement is going to be. We're getting going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm going to be leaning into the wall this time. I know this is a little bit of a weird angle, but this is really my only wall space that is in my living room / stream room. 3, 2, 1, and great job with that one, everybody. So 3 times through, we're going to take a little bit of a break, do a little bit of a cool down for anybody hopping off here at this point in the workout. So for a little bit of a cool down here, we're just going to be doing a few basic movements. We're going to just be doing some shoulder stretching here. I call it giving yourself a hug, giving yourself a pat on the back after a hard workout. Remember, I encourage you, if you can, try to stick through the second half of the workout. Even if you don't make it through all of the sets, maybe make it through one, maybe make it through two, whatever it may be. You keep working at it, you keep improving on the previous day, trying to get better each and every day. You're going to make progress. The same thing, I always suggest that if this is feeling a little bit intense to you, feeling like you can't make it through the full workout yet, I highly suggest going back to some of our previous workouts. We have really been progressing right along here, building up each and every week, each and every workout to be able to work out at this intensity we are currently at. This is day 70. We've been going at this for 70 days, started 3 days a week, now going 4 days a week, 22 weeks of fitness. Honestly, for everybody that's been sticking along, happy face, you've been here since day -1. That really is a huge accomplishment. There's something to be proud of, being consistent at your health and your fitness for 22 weeks. And same thing, I don't want to discourage anybody that's finding this for the first time just joining in, because you stick along with this workout, you keep working. This is a 52-week program. You can build those habits and keep working at your intensity over time. So I just want to put that out there for anybody just joining in, or for the people that have been here from the beginning, working out with us snug fourth. All you guys, appreciate you being here, and I hope you are all reaping the benefits of taking your health and fitness more consistently, and just continuing to work at it. But anyways, gonna go. I kind of got distracted, but start coming out of the cool down. This quick cool down move. We'll start going through here, just swinging the legs back and forth a little bit. I see a message in the chat. I'm going to come check that out here in a second. After you get those leg swings, we're going to be switching sides. Keep that leg swinging a little bit here. I'm going to go check the chat. Yesterday at the gym, I heard someone trying to convince a bodybuilder that yoga is a workout. Thought it was a bit of a stretch. That is a good one. And hey, honestly, I think yoga is honestly a great workout. I don't think it's the only thing you should do in your exercise program, because sometimes doing a lot of stretching, a lot of elasticity, but not having stability in the form of resistance training, strength training, those type of things. I know I'm kind of going off a tangent. This was just a little joke, but I do, for anybody that's doing yoga, I do think it is a great workout, but I do think you should incorporate other elements into your workout planning to have more, well balanced. Some studies have actually seen, some asymmetries in the body from doing the constant stretching and things in yoga, but that's a combo for another day. This is the sleep pillar. And so before we get back into the workout, I want to give just a few tips here about sleep. So, well, maybe not really a few tips. I'm going to save most of those for the end. I'm going to drag you out right to the end for this one. But I'm going to be talking about the stages of sleep and some of the benefits. So a little bit kind of precursor of what's to come later. We have 5 stages of sleep. 4 are considered non-REM stages of sleep, which REM stands for rapid eye movements. I'll get into what's happening in these stages a bit later. You have these 5 stages of sleep. Very distinct things are happening during these stages. They have different benefits for your body. You progress through stages, they'll have different time periods. And you might be wondering, well, we've been kind of going over what tips are going to benefit your sleep patterns, what's going to help you get to sleep earlier. This one is going to be more like more of an educational kind of thing. The tips are going to be in this week's newsletter, but more kind of educational things about what is happening physiologically to our brain and what's the benefits of these different stages of sleep to our body. Happy face. I like yoga to stretch at the end of the day, release tension, then I sleep better. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with it for that. Can be same thing, any type of relaxing movement and things like that. I had when I first started working out, was around high school. It was like 16 or 17, and I bought the P90X workout DVDs by Tony Horton, and he had like a it was like a bodybuilder style program. It's kind of outdated now, but he had these like hour and a half long yoga DVDs that I would do, and I felt great after those. I'll be completely honest. Especially after combining that in, like after a week of doing resistance training, getting in a yoga session during the week, just full stretching, my body felt great. I will just say that. So I can definitely see it releasing some tension, helping you sleep better. I'm a big fan myself. But I do want to save most of that REM sleep stuff for the end. I know people who are getting to the full workout, sometimes they just want to cut out when I start rambling there at the end. So we'll get right back in the workout now, and I'll save those sleep tips for later. So back to the start. We're going to go 3 more times through. Same movement patterns, same time. But, we got a little bit of a break. Still going to be working hard. Still going to be getting a great workout. We're going to be pushing ourselves a little bit more in this second portion, though, just because of the fatigue. But hinge coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I did hit the button. Same thing, just bending down. Like you're picking that object up off the ground. Sometimes it can even help, even if it's not a weighted object, just having a reference point can be really beneficial. Even just picking up this pillow, dropping it down, trying to coordinate this movement based on a real world movement pattern of just picking something up. 3, 2, 1, and done. Goes by fast. So next move, reverse flies. Bent over position, still getting that hinge position. Strong bend over position. Get those arms up. Trying to get them to shoulder width height. I know everybody has their own different ranges of motion, but it's one thing I like. Instead of thinking about using these specific muscles in my arms, I try to get them just to shoulder height. And then just bring them back down. We're going 3, 2, 1. Great job. Let's get it going. Same thing, targeting those back of the shoulders. Definitely using the legs too to even just maintain this position. Using the core. Really good job here working the shoulders as well, obviously. 3, 2, 1. And great job with that. Next move, we got D1 shoulder. Remember, you can do these standing or kneeling, across the body, finishing in this Y position. Same thing, I'm just doing it for my knees because it's a little bit easier to see me. And personally, I think it's a little bit easier to control the core. A common habit with this one is to go lean back a little bit. We want this motion to all come shoulders. Stay in a strong position. As you can see, my torso doesn't move too much. It's just my shoulders kind of moving through this one. We're going to get going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just going the Y shape, coming across the body, bringing it right back up. Three, 2, 1, and done. Really great job, everybody. D1 done. We got the jig coming up. So, same thing. We're going to go right side, then left side, and then we're going to alternate, split it in half and half this last set. You still got about 20 seconds though. So remember, forward, back forward, forward side, back to the opposite knee to elbow. So coming across the body, front, side, back across the body, front, side, back across the body. And let's begin. Front, side, back, across. Same thing. Once you kind of get in a rhythm of it, it becomes a little bit easier. Or if you're like me, you just don't get in a rhythm of it. So a little bit of a balance component. Same thing. You don't gotta step really far out here. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. All right. The jig is up, and now we got lateral squats coming in. Side to side, you can be leaning or just dropping down getting into pretending like you are sitting in a chair and standing up. I really like to try to correlate these movements with activities of daily living, things that you are going to do so they can be relatable, so they can be transferable. We're going to get going at 3, 2, 1, let's go. Same thing, I know the form of the lateral squat can be kind of difficult. This might not work for everybody, but one thing that's kind of helped me work the form is like if somebody like pushed you over to this side and you're kind of leaning into the hip to kind of support yourself. That's kind of how I think about going into this lateral squat position. Like somebody like pushed me over to this side. But same thing, that's what I correlate this movement to. It's going to be different for everybody. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, lateral squats down, push-ups, alternating shoulder extensions, and mountain climbers. And 2 more times through. I know first hour workout, it's going to take a little bit of adjusting to. You got this. You've done it before. Or maybe you are finding this for the first time. That's fine too. Just go at your pace. Go at your intensity. We got push-ups coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done with push-ups. Alternating shoulder extension. Really like this one paired with the push-ups because you sometimes you just create a lot of tension on the front side of the body, then immediately going back to some of this opposite extension and flexion motions. So gonna get that going in about 15 seconds. Still got a little bit more time. Get yourself prepared. Remember, alternating each side, or same thing, you can go one arm at a time. That's fine too. 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Important thing here too, another common thing is just to make sure you are breathing throughout this whole exercise. One thing that helps about talking during these exercises is I pretty much have to be breathing or I'm not going to be able to keep talking. So, but same thing, that's actually one thing I commonly use. Sorry, 3, 2, 1, and done. But that's one thing I kind of commonly use with my clients is that sometimes just getting somebody to talk during a core move or something of that nature can make them regulate their breathing. It's very common to hold your breath. More intense moves are pretty fatiguing. Try to create some tension, to try to create stability. But anyways, mountain climbers coming up in 10 seconds. Remember, from the wall, from the floor, elevated surface, it's your choice. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Bring the knee up to the chest. Go at a speed that's comfortable for you. Maybe you want to go a little bit faster. Maybe you want to go a little bit slower. That's all up to you. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. There we go. Great job, everybody. 2 more times through it, and that will conclude our hour-long workout for today. Great job, everybody. That's pushing through. No, it's not easy. You're here showing up, getting it done. Something to be proud of. We got the hinge pattern coming up. Remember, bending down, coming back up. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can always go single leg. Put the wall on an elevated surface, or foot on an elevated surface, or just alternate. We're going 3, 2, 1. Same thing if you're going alternating. It's the same pattern. I'm still keeping that hip going back, keeping that flat back, reaching down to the ground to pick that object up. Slightly different, but hips are generally doing the same thing. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Reverse flies coming up next, 30 seconds. We can go off camera for 2 seconds so I can get some more water. I ran out. All right, back just in time. We got reverse flies coming up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just bringing them up shoulder width apart. Another one that can make this more intense. Same thing, holding one up the whole time. Same thing, it's gonna create some more time under tension for these shoulder muscles. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really great job there. So reverse flies done. Back to D1. So for this move, arm's going to be coming across the body and coming up into this Y position. Same thing, you can go one at a time, or you can go both. Whatever is feeling most comfortable for you. We got 25 seconds. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. As you can see, I'm sweating. I'm getting a good workout in here today. I hope you are as well. Also doesn't help. The shirt is definitely very visible when I'm sweating. I'm pretty much sweating every single stream though. This is a fairly tough workout, even for myself. I've been training pretty consistently for probably 2 or 3 years now. I did train a lot when I was younger, but just had some injuries and things. Just spent a lot of time in physical therapy. Just had periods where I just honestly wasn't too motivated to work out at the time. And probably about 2.5 years ago, I started getting more consistent with it. I always played sports. I always try to stay relatively active. Anyways, enough about me. We're going back into the jig. Going left foot first. So where you can see me. Front, side, back, elbow. 3, 2, 1. Front, side, back, elbow. Front, side, back to the elbow. And we're going all the opposite side you did last set. Then the last time through, we're going to alternate halfway through. Make sure it's even on both sides. Same thing, a lot of single leg stability, a lot of core, a lot of movement going on in that one. And we are done. Sorry, didn't get a countdown there on that one. I apologize. Lateral squats coming up next. Squatting over that hip, over that knee. Just bending over side to side. One thing that kind of sometimes can help you get in a rhythm of is kind of just leaning side to side. But the same thing, that doesn't work for everybody. It's just not feeling comfortable. Bodyweight squats will definitely get the job done. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 25 seconds. Same thing I'll show from the side. Different than the hinge. I'm just coming down to a depth that's comfortable for me. Maybe your depth is only going a few inches down. That's perfectly fine. It's going to get better. You're going to get stronger over time. But go into that depth that feels the most comfortable for you. 3, 2, 1. Really good job there. So push-ups or squats done. Push-ups coming up here. So finding your variation again. We're going to have from the wall, floor, ground, elevated surface, you name it. Whatever is feeling the most comfortable for you. And I know, yeah, Jacob, we said that 30 times already. I know, but I really just can't stress that enough. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. I do feel bad at you. Those who've been sticking along from this from the beginning have probably heard me say that literally hundreds of times, but we do replay these streams a lot. And as I mentioned earlier, just don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. Feel like they have to be doing the push-ups from their toes like me. You can be doing it from the wall, doing it from your knees. You can be going to the bottom position, just holding and pushing away from the ground. You got to find what works for you. We are done with that. We got alternating shoulder extensions, then mountain climbers, and then one last time through. Then we'll get onto those sleep cycle information. So alternating shoulder extension, moving that strong, bent over position. You might want to start with the hands on knees. And we are just alternating Last shoulder swing. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Great job, everybody. 10 more seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, mountain climbers. Home, we're getting in the home stretch here. Last time through, find that variation. I'm going to be going from the ground. Same thing, you could be going from an elevated surface, just like the push-ups. It's the same pattern, or you can be leaning into the wall, strong position, and bringing that knee up to the chest. We're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The same thing, want to try to keep it relatively neutral. Don't want to be like curling the back up like that, trying to bring your knee really far forward. Same thing, I'm trying to keep the back relatively neutral, just kind of move through the hips. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, last time through, everybody. You got this. Don't give up on me now. Try to push it if you can. But as always, don't feel like you have to. I want everybody to try to find a point where they're challenging themselves, but don't go overboard. Maybe if you're making through half the set, quarter set, whatever it may be, just try to find a challenge point for yourself. Hinge pattern coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reaching down, picking that object up off the ground. Great job, everybody. Halfway done to this one. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Reverse flies are up next. So, same thing, going to be bent over position, raising them up to try to get them to the elbows. If not, same thing, even if you're, just bring them up to here, if you're working within your range of motion, that's perfectly fine. We got 10 seconds to go, and then we're going to get in position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Reach them up. Coming right back down. Good work, everybody. Same thing if you want maybe a little bit more intense, get a little bit extra hold at the top. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, reverse flies. Now we're going back to D1. I mean, you can do this standing. Just coming onto my knees, make this a little bit easier to see what's exactly going on. Reaching across the body, coming up in that Y shape. Still got 15 seconds though. Get a drink, take a break, get mentally prepared. Because we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's work. Cross the body. Come into that Y position. Keep it up, everybody. More than halfway there already. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. To the jig, as we are calling it. Because we don't have a great name or official exercise to call us, but a lot going on here. So forward, side, back to the knee, forward, back to the knee. And when we get about halfway through the set, we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing, forward, side, back, opposite knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's on whatever side you like. We're going to be switching halfway through. Finally getting the pattern down. During the last set of this, it seems like switching sides. Good work, everybody. Come on, keep it up a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. I think it's the first set I did not mess up. What do you know? It's the last set of the stream, though. It took me a while to get it down, but it's all good. Lateral squats. And honestly, that's one of the best ways to learn movement patterns. Something's feeling weird, feeling difficult. The more you do it, the more this pattern kind of gets recorded in your brain, the easier it's going to be. The easier it's going to be to make this kind of more automatic for it to happen without thinking about it. So lateral squat, side to side. This is another one. You know, it can definitely take some time learning, but if you keep practicing it and keep working on it, we'll get easier. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. You want to find a stance that's comfortable for you. That was feeling a little bit wide for me, so I brought it in a little bit. Same thing. Maybe you want to keep the hands on the legs to support. That's fine too. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. 3 more moves. Can you believe it? And then we are done with the workout. I'm going to talk a little bit about the stages of sleep and what is happening during these stages. So, push-ups. I'm going to find your variation. Challenge yourself. Last time working on these, we got 10 seconds. I'm going to be going from my toes. Go from your knees. Go from the wall. Go from an elevated surface. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The same thing, you can hold at the top. Maybe you want to hold at the bottom. Maybe you want to just go really slow through these. Focus on just lowering yourself and control. There's many different variations to work this pushing movement pattern. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Push-ups done, alternating shoulder extensions, and mountain climbers. So, alternating shoulder extension, getting into this bent over position. The way to find it might be to just kind of rest your knees on your elbows, or your forearms on your elbows. Same thing, alternating each time. So we're going to get started in 5 seconds. Apparently my PC battery is low. That's not good. All right, I'll plug it in after the set so I don't keep you guys waiting. Let's get through the workout and I'll plug it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Keep it up, everybody. Come on. 50 more seconds of work in this workout. 25 here, 25 in the next set. You're already halfway done. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And great job with that one. I'm going to quickly grab my laptop charger so I don't die on stream. Got 20 seconds till the next workout, though. Don't worry. They'll be plugged in before we start. All right, we're all good. We're all good. 10 seconds is fair. All right, mountain climbers. Last set going in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Maybe you want to go a little bit faster here. It's the last set. The same thing. You're going to be more fatigued here in the last one, so don't feel like you got to push it. Come on, 10 more seconds. You got this. Here you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is it for the workout. Second hour-long workout session in our 4-day-week program. The same thing as I mentioned earlier, you can still get a great workout in just that half an hour. still reap the benefits of this HIIT style training program. We got, short work periods, short rest periods, keeping that heart rate up, burning a lot of calories, but still burning muscle by using a lot of things that use body weight resistance. So everybody get a drink. I know I need one. All right, let's get into the cool down a little bit here. Same way we kind of started off in the middle, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth now. Just shaking the arms out, giving yourself a pat on the back. Just a little bit of dynamic stretching and just shaking things out a little bit after a lot of shortening of these muscles during these pushing and pulling. Good work, everybody. Gonna spend a few more seconds here. All right, now we're gonna move into a little bit more of a shoulder stretch. Same thing we were doing in the warm-up. I'm just be opening up. I'm gonna do about 5 or 6 really big, really slow, really moving through that full range of motion. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to switch the opposite direction. It's like I'm swimming through a pool a little bit. Really wide single arm circles. Now same time we go, same thing other side. Really so same thing sometimes when we're doing the shoulder circles, we're not rotating through this chest cavity. This one we're going to add that little bit of that thoracic rotation in here with this by using the mid back to turn as we rotate. So you're trying to open up your chest. Well, it's kind of a combination of this movement that we do in the warm-up and the shoulder circles all in one. We're going to be going the opposite way now. Sometimes I hold this arm out just to kind of know that I'm not rotating too much. Just kind of just an external reference of where the other side of my body is in space. And do one more going forward with this arm. All right, good job. Now we got the shoulders cooling down. Let's work on the legs, do a little bit of leg swings. Really love this exercise. Kind of just freeing the hip up and grab onto the wall for that extra stability here. We're going to switch the legs now. Kind of letting this swing like a pendulum. All right. Now that we got the legs moving, we want to just do a little bit of more kind of limited quad knee movement. Same thing, I want to just sit down and like we're kicking a soccer ball. I'm kind of getting cut off by the workout thing. Same thing, you can switch each leg. Maybe just going one leg at a time, just kind of kicking it out real light. Same thing, I find this stretch cool down to be very effective when laying on your back. You kind of have gravity to go with you. Same thing, just doing this basic motion that the knee and leg was designed to do. Give this about 10 to 12 reps on each side. Or just pretend like I'm trying to kick my leg straight up in the air. All right, great job with that. I'm feeling pretty good. I want to end with some deep breathing as always. So find a good position. You can do this from just laying on your back. Maybe you do it in a sitting position. Maybe you're doing it from a squatting position. Another way that can be very effective is laying on the back and keeping the legs elevated. So up on the couch, I know I'm going to kind of disappear a little bit behind the thing. Same thing, having the legs elevated above the heart, getting that venous return. Take those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really try to take those deep breaths and expand through the chest as you take those deep breaths in. You kind of feel the stomach deflate a little bit as you take those deep breaths out. Once you try to get at least 10 breaths, really let the body cool down, go into a recovery state. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the sleep tips, talking a little bit about the sleep cycles here. What can expect to happen during these ones, how much time you're spending in each of these. So let's talk a little bit about that now while you guys are finishing up the breathing. So essentially there are two different types of sleep. You have REM sleep and you have non-REM sleep. REM is standing for rapid eye movements, which is kind of one of the main things that characterizing this phase of REM sleep. I'm going to kind of talk about them in order. And so we spend about 1/3 of our life sleeping. So really highlighting the importance our body places on sleep. We're really going to spend 1/3 of our life doing this. And we already kind of talked about last week about the suggested, adults getting that 7 to 9 hours of sleep is the optimal time frame for adults. We talked about a little bit of some tips to try to get a better sleep. As I mentioned, this one's going to be a little bit more educational. And so there's 4 stages of non-REM sleep, and then REM sleep is kind of characterized as one stage of sleep. And so during those non-REM stages, there's kind of characterized by differences in the eye movement patterns, muscle tones, brainwave patterns. And, generally you're going to start in stage 1. And stage 1 is kind of characterized by, first, before I start going into this, that non-REM sleep is going to make up about 70 to 80% of your sleep schedule, while that REM sleep is only going to be about 20 to 25% of your sleep cycle. And each of these cycles you move through, all these stages of sleep, of non-REM sleep and sleep. So I'm just going to move this down a little bit more now that I'm not working out. But, each of these stages has different time periods. You're going to move through all these stages multiple times throughout the night. And so in those non-REM stages, you're going to be stage 1. This is kind of that 1 to 7 minutes upon just falling asleep, where it's like really easy to wake up. You've probably experienced this where, you're just falling asleep, some small disturbance wakes you up and you're like instantly awake. This is because you're in this very early stage of sleep, anywhere from 1 to 7 minutes, where, brain activity is beginning to slow down, heart rate, respiration beginning to slow down, but also at the same time, you're not really in that deep of a sleep state. And so moving into the second stage, this is a very important stage of sleep. They call this the non-REM stage 2. This can last anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes. This is an important stage for memory consolidation, and is characterized by a high presence of things that are called sleep spindles. These are oscillations in your brain patterns happening, every just kind of, 0.5 to 6 seconds, they've said in the research. And that these are they've said that this is a stage where, memory reactivation is occurring. So things that you've remembered throughout the day, things you experienced throughout the day, you're kind of replaying in your head in this stage. And they believe this is correlated with, having, better memory. This is where we're kind of bringing the things we've experienced throughout the day into long-term memory. So that's why I say, if studying for tests, trying to remember things, one of the most important things is sleep. And this study is showing just that. High presence of these sleep spindles is really just showing, your brain is almost recreating or replaying some of these memories you experience throughout the day, during the stage, a little bit more deep than the first stage. But you're not into like a very, very deep stage, but respiration rates and things like that still beginning to slow down as you're in these stages. Stages 3 and 4 can be very similar. Some research actually suggests this as being one stage, but a few studies have found, pretty distinct characteristics of both stages. But so in stage 3 and 4, these are kind of characterized by going into a quote unquote deep sleep. This is where your brain activity is going to be really slowed. Your respiration, things like that are going to be at your lowest. Your blood pressure, your heart rate, even your nerve activity is going to be a lot less. And these are those stages where it's also can be, you might not wake up from noises in the middle of the night much more, just because your kind of brain activity is a lot less. And your brain never shuts off per se when you sleep, but brain activity, the electrical activity in the brain is definitely significantly reduced going into these later stages of sleep. And it's also shown in some studies that sometimes these deep sleep stages will only occur during your first third of sleeping, and sometimes when you move through these cycles multiple times, you actually won't even go into these stages, interestingly enough. And so also another specific thing about stage 4, we think there's tissue repair also does occur in the stage, so obviously very important post-workout getting into these deeper sleep states so you can really get into those recovery, because our body's not kind of preoccupied with all the non-essential processes are very reduced during this stage. And then after stages 3 and 4, then we go into REM sleep, which interestingly enough, there's still many things unknown about this, even though we've known this is a stage of sleep for more than 60 years at this point. During your first cycle of sleep, this could be anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes, but progressively increases in length as we go into more sleep cycles. Is sometimes referenced to as the dream state. However, dreams do occur in the other sleep stages as well. And there's a lot of variability in this stage. So during REM sleep, progressively as we move through these cycles, we notice that, physiological processes, they become, more regulated. They're much more slower, things like that. But there's high variability in REM sleep. So for example, brain activity is generally decreasing as we move in these later stages, but they find that areas of the brain seem to be selectively activated during this REM sleep stage. They also find that like blood pressure, respiratory rate, nerve stimulation, and heart rate, same thing, all decrease during the other stages, but they become more variable during REM sleep. And also body temperature is completely unregulated during this stage. So your body will actually likely take on the temperature of your current environment during these stages, or will be more likely to. In the other stages, we are, actively regulating our body temperature. So if it's too hot, we're sweating a little bit, too cold, shivering, things like that in our sleep almost, to try to regulate our body temperature. But during REM sleep, highly variable, unregulated. They also say sleep paralysis can also occur during this stage where your body might not be able to physically move, although there's a lot of interactions going on. And research believes that there's a aspect of this stage that is high importance of development. Adults usually spend anywhere from 5 to 6 hours in REM sleep a night if you're getting a full night's sleep, while that infants spend about 8 hours in REM sleep. So believed to be have some developmental roles in there. And then also they found that it has to do with energy, resource allocation as well. What bodily processes are going to need energy? Do we need to conserve energy for gene repair, tissue recovery, for the brain? There's many things going along, and that's why we don't really know all too much about it. We've kind of just generalized and put REM sleep into one bubble, even though there's multiple different things that are happening during this stage. So researchers are suggesting that, there's might be kind of mini phases of REM sleep. So information is still coming out about that. And just a few more tips, or just kind of information
The ability to get into these deeper stages of sleep can decrease as we get older, as we transition into older phases of life. Kind of our melatonin, one of these naturally occurring kind of chemicals that makes us a bit sleepy, is decreased during as we age. And they've also found, we've also found that there's been just a lot of adults are not able to get into these very deep stages of sleep, maybe becoming more restful, waking up in the night. I do believe that this in part has to do to the age-related changes along with melatonin. So another important reason to continue to work out, continue to work on your sleep, because even as you get older, you don't need less sleep. It just becomes harder to sleep. And, exercise can definitely help with that. Nutrition can definitely help with that. And same thing we've talked about on our previous streams about all the other kind of quick tips and tricks. And I know Adam will touch on a bit more of those tomorrow. I know Seth touched on them in the previous stream yesterday, but I'm kind of just doing a little bit more information type things about the sleep stages. I know there might be a little bit of an overload. I was talking a lot about those, but this might be able to tell really enjoy a lot of these topics about sleep, fitness, nutrition, all that stuff. Love going into research about it. So want to share that with you guys here watching today live or recorded. But enough of me rambling about sleep. This is, again, towards the end of the stream. I do have some other obligations I have to get to. But I just want to say first, thank you again for everybody being here, everybody being a part of the stream today. I know it was a little bit rough on my end. I was kind of stumbling over myself, forgetting what to say and whatnot. But hey, happens. I'm not going to be on my A game every day. But hey, I still had a good workout. I hope you did as well. Definitely still enjoyed the stream. And yeah, so that's about all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed those sleep tips. Hope you enjoyed the workout. Make sure you're staying hydrated, getting some good nourishment after that great workout today. And I hope to see you all again, Adam's stream, 5:30 Eastern time tomorrow. And for those of you that are just finding us for the first time, maybe you want to see what more we have to offer, find out a little bit more about our business, check out connectedchs.com. That's our official website. We offer a variety of free and paid services. So go check us out there. But anyways, that being said, I do have to hop off here. Appreciate you all being here again. And Jacob signing out.